In this DVD, we're going to go over some drills and techniques that I think are a bit more advanced, but it can definitely help with your kumite. So let's do some timing training first. I'm going to be in my spine stance, and you're going to have a partner behind you. Amy's going to be my partner. And I'm standing in sparring stance. So this is just to get your reflexes going. Basically, she's just going to tap one of my elbows. When I feel the tap, I'm going to step in with any punch. It's up to you. So slowly, she taps. Wait until the tap comes. Then for your technique. And then when you're comfortable with that, start to move your feet. So right now, I'm just doing single techniques. You can add on that. You can do double techniques, or even more than that. So let's do double techniques now. See, the hand that she tapped is the one I lead off with. Be creative about how you train, but not seeing her and then feeling the tap, trying to go from there, that helps with your timing. You can do the same drill but with kicks. So start off slow, and Amy's just going to tap one of my legs. When I feel it, kick. You can kick body, face, it's up to you. Start off slow, just get the feeling of it. And then start to move your feet. Once you're comfortable with the single leg techniques, you can add some combinations. Keep building on it until it's to keep it challenging for yourself. Here's another idea to help with your timing. Again, these aren't your traditional kind of drills and techniques. These are actually more of fun things, more like games to help you keep your mind sharp, get your timing down, but it's also enjoyable. So after you do your basics, you can do stuff like this. Start in shoulder stance, hands up like always, and have someone call out either left or right. So Amy's going to call out either left or right. When I hear the command, I'm going to shift to the side and throw my punch, whichever way she says. So let's start off slow. left, right, right, left. Once you're comfortable with this, you start to move your feet. Take a big step in and counter. Remember, even though this is just a drill, don't wind up your hand. Still keep the good technique. Straight from here, throw your punch. Right, left, left, right, right. Okay. Here's another idea using verbal cues. Again, start from the beginning. If the cue is left, take a big step in or a double step. I'm going to use a double step. Double step in and punch. Now stay in this position. For example, if she calls right next, you're going to turn to your right and throw another technique. If she says forward, shift forward, then throw your technique. And if it's back, face the back and throw your technique. Notice that I'm just turning as quickly as I can and then throw in the technique. So let's try slowly first. Walk through. Right, left, back, forward, like this. Once you're comfortable with that, start to move your feet and try to change directions as fast as you can. Left, forward, right, back, forward. Now that you know the basics for single punches and perhaps double punches, you can start with triple punch combinations. I'm going to explain a few for you right now. First one, start off in your sparring stance. Again, remember the basics. Posture, knees bent, hand up, backhand, ready to go. Let's throw 2 punches to the face with that double step footwork. Step in once, step in twice, pull back, and then follow up a 3rd time with a kizami. So the first 2 go together, and the 3rd one is just for added security. Make sure you score that point. So come in, 1, 2, then 3. Keep your knees bent. Don't come up throughout the technique. 1, 2, then 3. A lot of times, people will stop after just 2 punches, thinking they scored the point, or they're just not ready to throw any more punches. But you must always be ready to continue with your technique. So after you throw the 2 punches, follow up with your kizami. That'll help you to ensure that you score the point. So we're going to try going down. Itch. And going back. Knee. Itch. And going back. Knee. Okay. Again, make sure your height stays down. Even on the 3rd one. After 1, 2, still on the 3rd one, stay down. Aim to the opponent's chin or chest. So Amy and I are going to do a few techniques against each other. Hey! Hey! Notice the timing is 1, 2, 3. The next technique is a triple combination of 3 jodan punches or face punches. So, start in your sparring stance. Throw the first kizamizuki out, but immediately after, throw your gyakuzuki. So those are your first 2 face punches. 1, 2. And the 3rd one is going to follow up immediately after as you step forward with your back leg. So slowly, it looks like this. 1, 2, and as you're stepping forward, 3. Remember that your back leg needs to step up quick. If you're too slow with your back leg, you're leaving your body exposed, and this technique is not going to work. After 1-2, you must step up quickly and punch quickly with 3. 1-2, step up quickly with your back leg, 3. Remember to stay down, it'll help you to move quicker. So let's practice going down. Itch! Okay. And notice, for this timing, that it's 1, 2, 3. All in the same rhythm. Let's go back. Knee! Okay. The timing does not change. It's continuous. 1, 2, 3. Let's practice on each other. By the second punch, you should already be scoring. If you aren't scoring by the second punch, your technique is probably too far. You're probably not going to score by the third one. So although the first one might be a little far, the second one must be in there so that the third one is a guaranteed score. Let's practice. And! Now let's change the target areas. In this technique, triple punch, we're going to start to the face again, but then we're going to bait them down low with the body punch. So from here, go face, body. This is the bait. Make them think you're going to score low, that you're going to score with the gyakuzuki to the body. 1, 2, but actually your third punch to the face is the one that's going to score. Come in, 1, 2, and score to the face. Okay, again with this technique, try not to use extra movements. You want the 3 punches to follow each other very quickly. So be very efficient in the way that you move. 1, 2, and 3 follows right after. Face, body, face. Front hand, back hand, front hand. Hands up afterwards. Let's practice going down. Itch! And going back. Knee! Again, I'm going to repeat, you've got to keep your body down on this. So to reiterate, stepping with your front leg, throw, kizami, gyakuzuki. Your back leg is going to scoot up behind your front leg. Again, don't let it pass, because now you're showing your stomach. Stepping with the front leg, bring the back leg up, and kizami. Front leg, back leg, front leg. So now Amy and I are going to practice against each other with this face, body, face technique. Last one is one of my favorite triple techniques. We're going to bait first to the body, gyakuzuki. So punch very low, lower than you usually would for a body punch. Immediately follow up with your kizami, but after this one comes the gyakuzuki to the face. This is the major scoring punch. This is the one you put all your effort, power, speed into. So bait them. You're in the scoring range with the kizami, but you're really scoring strong with the jodan gyakuzuki. So from the side view, bend your knees, always stay low, especially on that third punch. Go in low, punch higher, and score with the jodan gyaku. Let's practice going down. Itch! And going back. Knee! Something to think about when you're doing triple techniques. You don't want all 3 of your punches to look the same. The first one is usually a fake. You're not really trying to score. The second one, you're in there and you could score, and you probably will. But the third one is the one you want everyone to see. You want the judges to see, you want your opponent to feel. So make sure you put that extra effort into your third punch. For example, in this technique, 1, 2, this Jodan Gyakuzuki must be the strongest punch out of your 3. Don't waste your energy on the first 2. You just want to be quick on the first 2. It's all about speed. The third one is where you put all your power into. 1, 2, 3. 3 is the strongest. So now Amy and I are going to practice against each other. And finish strong on the last one. Good. And good. The next set of techniques all have one thing in common. They start off with a strong Chudan Gyakuzuki, which I think is important for all techniques. So let's review a little bit about the Chudan Gyakuzuki. Again, start with the correct posture. Make sure your hands are up. Always bend your knee before you enter. This is going to help you to stay down and to enter without showing that you're coming in. If you lift your knee up, you're doing it wrong. You're showing your opponent that you're coming in. You're telegraphing. So bend your knee so that your foot goes straight in without showing the opponent. When you do a reverse punch, keep your back straight throughout the technique. Just use your hips to throw that punch. Another important thing is the distance. When you're sparring someone, you can't attack from too far, nor can you attack from too close. You have to put the pressure to feel your distance. Your distance is unique to anyone else's. You have to know what's right for you. So I can feel, using my front hand, I'm too far from Amy right now. I'm going to get in a little closer. Once I can feel this pressure, the pressure as if she can attack me at any point, that's when I know I have to go in with my Chudan Gyakuzuki. So once I feel that, I start to bend my knee and throw the reverse punch. So now you can see if we move around, I get in, I'm putting the pressure. When I feel it, that's when I throw it. I don't want to attack from too far. I want to start with the pressure, get a little bit closer, then attack. This is very important. You should practice this with a partner. Not just one partner, practice it with everyone that you can, because everyone's distance is going to be a little bit different. Now once you've gotten this down, you can add to the reverse punch. That's what's so great about this technique. It's not just alone. You can do just a reverse punch, but you can also put something in after it. So the first one we're going to do, just throw that reverse punch, and before we can even pull this arm back, we're going to throw the Jodan Mwashigeri with our front leg. So you don't want to split up the techniques like this. Punch as you're pulling back, Jodan Mwashi. From the side, punch, and as you're pulling back, Jodan Mwashi. So Amy and I are going to do it about medium speed first, and then we'll do it a little faster. Okay, I'll go first. Make sure you score on the Chudan, then kick. And okay, you got that down. Don't forget to put that pressure. Get the correct distance, then throw your technique. Let's do it a couple more times. And good. You can also do this technique with your back leg mwashigiri. So again, start with your reverse punch, good strong reverse punch. You can go to the body or the face. In this case, I'm going to go to the face. So I'm throwing my Jodan Gyakuzuki, and again, before I can pull it back, I'm going to throw back leg Jodan Mwashigiri. Think of this as a combination, not two separate techniques. Just like you were doing double hand combinations, triple hand combinations, this is a combination too. So the combination is punch, kick. Punch, kick. Again, keep your body down. Height stays low. Stay low. Punch, kick. Stay low. Punch, kick. Even though you're attacking to the face, both are going to the face, your body stays down. Let's try slowly. And up. And up. Good. It's important to keep your hands up, especially when you're kicking. After you throw that punch, keep your guard. You never know what can happen after the Jodan Washigeri, so keep your hands up. Let's do it a few more times. And up. And up. Good. In addition to the Jodan Ramas kick or Mashigeri, you can do a Jodan Uramashigeri or hook kick. So, from here, let's start off the same way. Throw the reverse punch. Straight reverse punch in. As you're pulling back, instead of coming this side of the face, come to the opposite side of the face. This way. Okay? You want to kick with the bottom of your foot. Point your toes and control. Okay? You must have control when you do this kick. Kick and back. Aim to the back of the person's head, not over here in front of their face. This kick is meant to wrap around and score near the ear or the back of the head. Let's try slowly. Very slowly. Come in and this way. Slowly. In and around. After you kick, put your foot right back down. And down. Okay, let's try it with movement now. In! Up! And keep your height the same. Don't come up even when you're kicking. In! Up! Good. When you're doing the uramashigeri, the idea of doing this kick, you could do a lot of damage if you use your heel. But in competition, of course, that's not your intention. You're just trying to get the point and not cause damage to your opponent. So in competition kumite, try to use the bottom of your foot and even your toe as the hitting part of your foot. So when you bring your knee up, your foot is going to wrap around. Keep your hand up this way and then down. Just quickly touch and down. One more time. This way and down. And another thing to think about is after you kick, like any kick or any punch, quickly bring it back. So after you kick, down. Kick, down. Don't want to leave your leg and just drop it. Kick and bring it back quick. That way, you can do any other technique after that. Here's another idea to use in conjunction with a gyakuzuki. In this case, I'm going to throw my reverse punch to the face. Jodan gyakuzuki, and without pulling it back, I'm going to pull up my back leg and use it to take down my opponent. As I'm pulling up my back leg, my elbow reaches across their body. And using my hip and using my arm, take them down. They're moving in opposite directions. Let's show slowly with Amy. So first I'm baiting her in with my Jodan Gyakuzuki. Here. Without pulling it back, I'm going to step in big with my back leg, at the same time bringing my elbow across her body. Here. You should be very close. There should be no gap between your hip and your opponent's. From here, without stopping, you take down. Then make sure you finish it off with the counter. So again, key points. From here, step in big with your legs, but also step in big with your elbow. Your elbow needs to reach across to the far shoulder. And then, as this arm comes down, your hip comes up. And finish it off for the sanbon, or the 3-point score. So let's try this. Hey! One more time. Hey! Good. So first, throw your jodan gyakusuki. As you take a big step up with your back leg, your elbow is going to reach across to her far shoulder. Here. No gap between the two hips. And as your arm comes down, your hip comes up. And make sure you finish it off for the point. Okay, let's try. And one more time. Technique you can use after a reverse punch. When you do your gyakuzuki, you take a big step in, as always. When you take that big step in, instead of just pulling back like normal, use your front leg for ashibarai. So take a big step in, and as you're pulling back, create a hook with your foot. Create that hook and pull back your opponent's front leg. So from here, take a big step in, get behind their foot, hook onto their foot and pull them back, and then counter. Watch slowly with me and Amy. Okay. I want to get behind this leg. So I'm going to take a big step in behind. And as I'm pulling back, I'm hooking, creating a hook with my foot. This way. Then counter. This is just to get her off balance, not necessarily to take her down. So slowly again, stepping in big, and as I pull back, hook, and score. Let's practice a few times. And! And! Try to pull your toe in this direction. Pull your toe back. Couple more. And! And! Good. So, first thing, get behind her foot. Now, when you're pulling back, you want her foot to go straight out. The way you do that is you hook your foot, pull it up. So from here, you want her foot to just go straight out so that she loses her balance. This way. Counter. Okay? Don't waste your time getting her to the side. Just pull her foot straight out from under her. So from here, pull it straight out and counter. Let's try a couple times. And! 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 Good. Now we're going to go into some counters. These are defensive techniques that you can use against punch. But first, let's review a few things about the basic counter. Remember, as always, good posture, good stance, hands up at all times. Now when you're ready to throw the counter, you're not just sitting back and letting your hand come out. When you counter, your entire body is going in. Even though you may not be the first person to initiate the attack, you're definitely the person who goes in the most. So when you want to do a counter punch, start with your knees bent, and when you step in big, step in aggressively. Throw your counter reverse punch, and both your legs move forward. This enables your entire body to move in. If you just move your front leg, you're not getting nearly as much distance. See, this only moves me up a little bit, but if I move both legs in, I get that much more distance. It's that much better of counter. If you see against Amy, if she were to throw just a jab to my face, a Kizamizuki, and I just stay here, it could be anybody's point. It could be hers, it could be mine. But if I step in more than she does, it makes my technique that much better. This way. I covered more distance. My punch is stronger. I'll probably get the point. So let's do our first counter technique. First one is if a reverse punch comes to your body, you're going to block and punch at the same time. As you see that reverse punch coming in, or Gyakuzuki, you're going to step in big. Block and Gyakuzuki at the same time. Remember to step in big. Throw your body into your punch. So very slowly, Amy's going to start to initiate the Gyakuzuki, but I'm going to beat her, and I'm going to step in a lot stronger, bigger, with both legs. This way. Make sure you block. If you don't block, she might be first. She'll probably get the point. So make sure you're blocking and punching at the same time. This way. Just try it a little faster. And! 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 Good. So now I've explained to you the basic concept of moving your body in as soon as you see that attack coming. That'll make for a good counter punch. There's also another way to do a counter punch. If the punch is already on its way out, you have nowhere else to go but back. So take a small step back, not too far, block that punch, and come immediately back in with your own punch. So the punch is probably going to reach your stomach. That's where they're intending it to hit. So just move slightly out of that range, block, and counter. So watch slowly with Amy. She's going to punch to my body. This is her target. So I'm going to get slightly out of her range, block straight down. Don't worry about doing a real down block or gedanbarai. Just block straight down. One more time. Straight down. And immediately come back in. This time I'm going to the face, jodan. Watch again slowly. Come straight down and back in. Let's try. And! So slightly back, but way in, and score that jodan gyakuzuki. Good. Now using that same concept, we can switch our hands around. Use your back hand to block, and use your front hand to counter. So with this technique, jab is coming to the face, kizamizuki. Use your back hand, which is naturally back here, to block your face, and then immediately see that my front hand hasn't moved. Come in for the kizami. So even though the attack comes, this hand stays up here. Block and jab. So watch slowly. Kizami is coming to the face. Okay, this is where she wants to score. But I'm going to step slowly, not slowly, I'm going to step out of her range just slightly and come back with my own kizami. Watch slowly, one more time. Block and come right back. It's important to stay down on this technique. You might have a tendency to bring your hips up. Try to get out of the way. Try not to do that. Stay low and just move slightly back out of the range. Slightly back, this way. Use your hands to move that punch out of the way. And then you're ready to spring in with your own punch. Okay, let's try. And then hands up after. Good. You may come across someone else who has good timing as well, a really strong gyakuzuki. So there's a lot of chances that you might reverse punch or gyakuzuki at the same time. When that happens, don't stop. You need to follow up with something afterwards. you can pick your own favorite technique and have that always in the back of your mind. After the Gyakuzuki, you're going to follow up with something else. For example, we're both going to come in at the same time to Gyakuzuki, but it's uncertain who's going to get the point. I'm going to follow up with my own technique afterwards. It can be anything. It can be a single technique, it can be a kick, it can be a double technique. It's up to you. So again, slowly, we're going to come in together, reverse punch, and I can follow up with whatever I want. So let's practice. Good. Always be ready to follow up. Never let your guard down. Even if you thought you scored the point, put your hands right back up and be ready to go again. So now you have some ideas as how to defend yourself against a punch technique. But what about kicks? A lot of people have really good unomashi kicks nowadays. So you need to know how to defend around that. The thing about the hook kick is that it wraps around. So it's very important that you block big. Don't just put your hand at the side of your face. You need to put that arm out there and make sure that their foot is not going to reach your face. So for example, when the kick is coming to the open side of your face, take a small step out with your front leg and block as big as you can and as far back as you can. This way. If you block here, your ear and the back of your head is still open. So block back and away. From this angle, step slightly out and block big. Notice that my backhand didn't move because it's ready to counter immediately. So Amy's going to kick slowly first so that you can see how I'm blocking against the hook kick to the open side of my body. Block big and counter. One more time. Block big and counter. Even if she tries to wrap that foot around, you're blocking big and not allowing her foot to get close to your face. Let's try a few times. And you can score to the body or the face with your counter punch. Good. Now let's practice blocking the other side of our face. So when the kick comes and wants to wrap around your back side, take a small step out with your back leg and remember to block big. Block far back too. Block the side of your face. And then counter comes straight in to the body or the face. So take that small step out with your back leg, block big, it's most important, and then come in with the counter. Let's try slowly. Okay, so the kick is coming to the back side. Block big and counter. Usually when a person's back is exposed to you, the head is a great place to score to. Of course back is also, but you need to control. Let's try one more time. And counter. Okay, let's try a little faster now. Here's another idea when a kick comes to your face. For example, if the moashigeri comes to the open side of your body, you should use that energy to defend against your opponent. So, the kick is coming here, Block, of course. You must always block your face. But at the same time, start to step out with your back leg. So as you're blocking, start to step out with your back leg, grab their foot, and then from here, take down. So from here, kick is coming to the open side. Block first, that's the most important thing. But start to move your back leg out, grab the leg, and take down. I'm going to show it slowly with Amy. So kick is coming to the open side of my face. Lock. See how I'm starting to move my leg? While I'm moving, I grab for control of her body. And this is the leg that's going to take her down. It's going to reach behind her calf. This way. Afterwards, to score the point, turn her over and score. Let's try again. Slowly. Kick is coming to the open side. The lock. Start to move your body in a circle, a tight circle, using the energy of her roundhouse kick. And continue in that circle. Take her down. Throw her over so that she can't punch or kick. And score for the 3-point technique. Let's try. Before we start, let me reiterate. Use the energy of her roundhouse kick. Don't stop midway. Once you start moving in this technique, you want to follow it through all the way to the end. Let's try again. Keep going with the energy of her roundhouse kick. If you weren't there, her roundhouse kick would just go all the way through. Use that energy to spin her and take her down. Good. One more time. Good. A couple things to reiterate about this technique. First of all, when the kick is coming, use that momentum to take them down. It's not all about your personal strength. You want to use the kick's momentum against your opponent so that you can take them down easier. Also, once you have them on the ground, they're lying on their back, they still have 4 limbs to punch, kick, whatever, to defend themselves. You want to immobilize them. That is why you turn them over and score to their back. So watch. First thing, use her momentum to take her down. And then once you're here, turn her over as strongly as you can so that she can't score with anything, her arms nor her legs. Then you can score easier. Prior to any competition, you should do some drills and techniques to get yourself prepared. Simulate the actual bout that you would be having in a competition. One thing that people like to do is catch their opponents off guard from the start, from the hajime. So, every time you're on the line and ready to go, you must be ready. As soon as they say hajime, hands up, ready for anything. So let's practice a situation where you might need to use your counter punch off the line. So let's say both Amy and I are ready for a match. The referee will say hajime, and Amy has an idea to attack right off the line to try to get that first point. I, on the other hand, will be ready for that counter. So slowly, if the hajime comes, she's going to come off the line, but I'm ready too. Never start your match relaxed and just thinking, I'm going to take the first 30 seconds easy. It's not going to work. You need to be ready from the start. So this is a drill that you can do with your partners at the dojo. Be ready, and someone will say hajime. As soon as the hajime comes, ready for the counter. She's going to come in and try to score a point. Hajime! Hey! One thing to think about, if the distance between Amy and I is this far and this is the midpoint, you must pass that midpoint. Don't stay on your side of the ring. Like I said earlier, you need to be aggressive even when you're doing a defensive technique. So even if this is just a counter for me, I need to step in aggressively as well. Let's try again. Again, keep your body down, always ready, and you can follow up after too. Let's try it a couple more times. Notice that from here, I didn't do any kind of wind up. Just from here, I came into my sparring stance. There was no extra movements. Just from here, and then I was already ready for my counter. Let's try a couple more times. Good. Just from here, ready to score. Last time. Good. Also, when you're in a tournament match, you're not always being offensive or always being defensive. There's always a mix of the two. So here's a drill that you can do to get your mind ready for being offensive and defensive the next minute. So, if you're with your partner, you can start off with any offensive technique you want. Do your favorite technique. So do a technique, but immediately after, I'm gonna do a defensive technique. She's coming right back at me. Let's try again. I'm being offensive, and then as soon as she tries to be offensive back, I'm doing my defense. That way my mind is going from offense to defense within a matter of a few seconds. So slowly, I'll come in, but defense is right after. So let's try a few. Make sure you score on your offensive technique and your defensive technique. Both need to be good scores. Don't miss. One more. Good. So when you're doing your offensive technique, it's basically your favorite combination of hands and legs. But when it comes to defense, you can either go straight in as soon as you feel the person coming right back at you, or you can block and counter back. It's really up to you. For example, I'm going to throw my first offensive technique. Face, body. Now, I'm already in the position to score again. She's going to come in. As soon as I feel her coming in, that's when I'm going to use just a simple counter gyakuzuki. As soon as I feel her come in, that's all I'm doing. And that's a very good defensive technique. It looks like I'm still being offensive, but actually I'm stopping her from throwing an offensive technique. As soon as she tries to throw something, I'm countering right back. This is defense. Another option, again, starting off with my offensive technique, is if she actually does throw some kind of technique, punch, block, then punch. This is also defense. They're both good defensive techniques. So, you have two options. Throw your offensive technique, 1, 2, then counter. This is defense. Or, throw your offensive technique and use this type of defense. Both are effective. You just need to know the correct distance. If you're going to let her punch, you need to get out of the way and come back in and score. If you're not going to let her score, even throw her technique, you need to come aggressively inside and score. Let's try a couple. So first one, come in with fake. Now you're going to come back with an attack. Another common scenario when you're in a match is to be caught in the corner. And what do? You don't want to take the jogai because you'll start to lose points that way. So, if Amy's putting a lot of pressure on me, and I'm backing up, and I'm backing up, and I'm almost going to hit the jogai, this is a good time to blitz out with one of your techniques. What I mean by that is from a very relaxed position, giving the impression that you're not really going to do anything at all. You want to come up the line as quickly as you can with some quick technique. So, very slowly, Amy's putting the pressure, and all I'm doing is backing up. I'm not showing any signs of wanting to fight back. Just backing up a little at a time, little by little. And as I hit that threshold, as I hit the jogai, I'm all of a sudden going to come in with a good score. Catch her off guard. That's the key to this technique. So, this is our corner. I'm going to start a little bit up here, and she's slowly going to push me back with her pressure and with her fakes. Let's try. And let's try a couple more times. And one more time. Another technique that I like to use when I'm caught in the corner is a good reverse punch. So, when someone's pressuring you, they're going to try to score a point. So if Amy is the one pressuring me into the corner, again, relaxing. Just being very cautious and aware of where the line is, where the bounds are for the ring. She's pushing me back with her pressure. She's pushing me back. At some point, she's going to want to attack. And when she does, I'm ready to counter. So this is a good drill for you to practice at the dojo. That way you'll be prepared when it comes to competition. So let's practice this. Hey! Notice that I'm ready. I don't look like I'm going to attack, but I'm always ready. I'm not just relaxing and backing up with no reason. I'm ready to go, ready to attack when the time is right, waiting for that perfect moment. More. Yay! One more. Yay! Good. Now that you understand the basic fundamentals of throwing a kick to the body or the face, you can make it a little bit more tricky for your opponent by adding fakes before you actually throw your true kick. For example, first one we're going to do is fake to the inside. Fake to the inside of your center of your line of your body, and then kick to the outside. So you're faking in, but kicking out. I'll show slowly. Amy's going to hold the focus mitt to my face level. With my front leg, I'm going to fake to the inside. Your toe comes up this way. Then from here, simply flip your leg over to the Jodan Moashi. Again, slowly bring your foot in, then out. Now, an important thing not to forget. When you throw a roundhouse kick, you want to get maximum extension, just like when you throw a punch. So, if you're throwing the Moashigeri, this heel should be completely extended. Your hips also completely extended. When you're kicking, throw your heel as far forward as you possibly can. If you keep it back, your kick is short. So turn your heel and get that maximum extension. So let's try a few. After you kick, put your foot down. Fake in, kick out. So now we can do it from the other direction, faking to the outside and kicking to the inside. So when we fake to the outside, simply lift your heel up this way. It's just a fake, so lift your heel up. Then with a uramashi, kick to the inside. Fake out, then kick in. Let's try it with the focus mitt. So from here, you're faking to the outside, and then you're kicking to the inside with your uromashi. So from here, this way. Remember, you're trying to score with the bottom of your foot, controlling and wrapping your kick around. So from here, outside, inside. Add a little bit of movement. Leg down immediately after. Now with your back leg, instead of just throwing a regular moashigiri to the face, mix it up, make it a little tricky for your opponent. Fake with a front kick. Fake inside with a front kick. Slightly past center towards the inside. Then come to the outside with your moashi. Fake slightly to the inside, kick to the outside. Let's try slowly. Fake slightly to the inside, kick to the outside. Remember that heel, gotta shift forward as much as you can to get that maximum extension. So fake to the inside, kick to the outside. Fake to the inside, and score to the outside. I hope that you enjoyed this DVD series and that you are able to take many skills and ideas from what I have shown. Please remember that although karate competition can be fun and exciting, the true meaning of karate is respect, humility, and the lifelong journey to the perfection of character. Thank you.